Hey everybody, it's Smirksmilegrin here, coming with another tutorial. This one's just pretty much about what to do if you're a beginner in ESO. I've been playing since beta. There's a lot of things that I wish I knew starting out that I didn't know. But I kind of liked just exploring and figuring everything out myself. It took me a lot longer probably, but and I was definitely newbie up, playing horribly. I should have probably been kicked out most of the groups I was in because of my play style. But here's a quick tutorial so you guys kind of can not suck as bad, and then you guys can optimize your time. So first off, I guess money. Money's pretty important in ESO because you can pretty much not have to farm for anything once you get established with money. You need your first horse as soon as possible so you can start building your riding skills. Um, so I don't remember the price of the first horse, but I would join max guilds as soon as possible in ESO. So you finish the tutorial walkthrough kind of thing where you're in Cold Harbor. You escape. Uh, People are always shouting out in noob zones for people to join their guild. Join as many guilds as possible. Prefer probably maybe like one or two of the new helping guilds, and all the rest trading guilds if you can. But you're gonna have to produce if you join the like a good trading guild. They gotta pay for their merchant. They want you to be selling things on their guild vendors. So you're gonna have to start producing some stuff, but it's gonna sell a lot faster if you can sell on their guild vendors. So for the first one, I kind of have my other tutorial about how to make money. Um, if you have DLCs, stealing is a good way to just make money on your own. Otherwise, you can farm materials. Jewelry's selling like hotcakes right now. Like this for these like the crappy jewelries. It's almost all the jewelries are 500 to 2,000 because people are trying to level up all their jewelry crafting. So right now jewelry crafting is pretty hot. You can make a lot of money off jewelry crafting. Um, I just flood the merchants if you guys have merchants. Put all your crafting materials on there. Don't worry about it on your characters. If you do want to get into crafting, or if you do also want to make money, want to put the time into it, max out your character slots, level up all your alts, crafting enough to where they can get a hireling. Like this character is like my huge crafter character. Um, pretty much I'm trying to max out everything on him. But you want to get to the point to where like blacksmithing and clothing, they have these hirelings. These guys are just going to go out every day you log in. You're going to log in and you're going to have materials just waiting in your mail. And then you can loot it. Sometimes they're gold or purple materials and they sell for a lot. And those things, you use them at the max level. So at the lowest level, the gold and like the blue and purple materials, you're using that all at max level. So, and then what else you get? Oh, there we go. So, I didn't loot it. Saw blacksmith materials. Okay, so I have raw iron. That's from one of my alts probably. You get that raw iron, then you can break it down, and you get a chance to get gold material. The gold material is going to sell for like 5k. I think the first horse is probably like 5k. I don't know. It's extremely cheap. You just want to get that first horse though, the really cheap one, doesn't matter, because you want to start building your riding speed. It takes 60 login days of you actually clicking there and putting a point into riding speed. So make sure you get your horse as fast as possible. Start pumping everything in the riding speed. If you need just bank slots, then the carry capacity, when you go to the stable, carry capacity is what's increasing all your inventory slots. So if you're not going to PvP, you don't really care about actually riding fast and getting to different towns, it makes a huge difference though. And then the next thing, as soon as you hit level 10, I would probably go in the Citadel. You probably hate PvP. Some of you might like it. But you want rapid maneuvers. Regardless if you're going to PvP, PvE, you want rapid maneuvers. Rapid maneuvers. This thing, like, look how fast I run. I hit rapid maneuvers. Way faster. I'm not even sprinting. This is me sprinting. This is me sprinting after a roll. Way faster. It's pretty much like it's faster than the newbies running on their mount. And you can cast it while you're riding on your mount. You want this, because the world's huge. You don't have some type of movement speed, you don't have your mount, you're gonna be going slow. Even though you can teleport to a lot of locations, you got a lot of ground to cover, and you're gonna wanna have that speed. That's what I'm talking about. So stable, carry capacity. This is going to increase your inventory slots. You can also increase your inventory slots, which is probably a really good investment, is to go to the bag merchants, and then you have to purchase them with gold. And stamina, that's how long you can sprint on your mount, and then this is your riding speed on your mount. So it's going to take 180 days, essentially, if you logged in every single day to put a point in, to fully max out one character. You're going to have ults, and you definitely want to play the ults. I would start putting them in on your ults. It's like 200 gold per point. It's extremely cheap if you think about it at high levels. Maybe if you're just starting out, 200 gold's a lot. But just vendoring a crappy item is like an instant 80 gold. So it's not that bad. You essentially just have to sell 2 items to a merchant. Or 3 items to a merchant, and you can put a point in. Bag space. The more bag space you buy, the more expensive it's going to be. So if you have your first purchase, I think it's like 500 gold, and then it comes 1,000, and then it's like 5,000, and then it's going to be a 10,000. And it gets to the point where it's almost not worth it. Like, I'm up to like 80,000 or something like that just for another 10 extra bag space. Yeah, it's not worth it to me. So I'm sitting at 190. I think the max is 200 once you max out all your bag spaces and then all your horse slots. You don't have to be mounted to get that extra inventory space for your horse. It just gives it to you. Next, enjoy the game. I mean, its game is massive, and you can level up doing almost anything. You can level up through PvP. There's a whole lot of repeatable quests in the PvP area, not just killing players or taking nodes. Like that. There's actually quests in the PvP area that will also give you rewards and stuff like that. And you got to go to one of the towns. You're probably going to get killed doing it, but I mean, it's high rewards because it gives you a ton of experience, and the quests are like stupid easy. They're like, it takes some of the quests, it takes like 30 seconds to do a quest, and it gives you a huge amount of experience. But yeah, high reward, high risk, and so you can level up through PvP, you can level up through questing. I recommend if you're a brand new character, just enjoy the quest line. The main storyline, especially, side quest, I don't really care about it. I did almost all the side quests. I enjoyed some of them. A lot of them felt like filler, but the main storyline's pretty cool, especially anytime the Arborage quest pops up, go to the Arborage. You'll know what I'm talking about. Every like 5 levels, it'll say, ooh, someone's calling you to the Arborage, and you go back to the Arborage, and you have to do like the main storyline quest, where you're working towards stopping Moloch Ball, and it gets pretty cool. I love the ending to the game. It's not really the ending, but it's like the ending to like the main quest line. So I would enjoy the game. At least play a good amount. You get a lot of rewards for completing quests. You get a lot of rewards for leveling up now. They try to make this game as fun as possible. There really is no best gear in the game, and the gear alternates. Like right now, Slodes is OP. They're going to nerf Slodes. Something else is going to be strong. They're going to nerf that. They try and balance it. But you can get gear from anything. And the best gear is It's subjective. It's all your playstyle. There is stupid things. So all you newbies out there, don't try and DPS with Magicka abilities when you're all spec'ing the stamina. So you're wearing leather armor, you have all stamina, and you're sitting here attacking with like Destro staffs and Resto staff. Don't do it. I mean, you can do it if you're soloing. Don't plan on joining a group, and especially at high level. You can play by yourself all you want. Don't go into a high level dungeon and then expect people to carry you, because you're going to be doing 1/30th the damage of everybody else, if that, and nobody's okay. Some people might do it. If you're in my group, I'm kicking you, and you can complain all you want. You're already on. I'm just going to put you on ignore. I've seen so many people, even though they are low levels, some of them are. Other ones, they're like high levels that they just wanted to get to high levels as fast as possible. So all they did was like the dolmens. There's like a whole lot of ways you can grind it to max level fairly quick. It's boring as hell, but then you'll get the max level, and then you're garbage because you have no idea how to play with anybody. People just sit there and run like the dolmens the whole time, and they're like, oh, and they join like a group delve, or not a group delve, but a group dungeon, and that's like vet or something like that. And now they're doing like 1/50th the damage. They have a resto staff and sword and shield, and they're cute as DPS, and they do no damage. And you're like, what are you doing? It's like, you have a resto staff and you have a sword and shield. It's like, yeah, it's my playstyle. I'm like, well, I'm just kicked you. So if you're gonna play like that, play by yourself. You can be a tank and have resto staff and sword and shield, and actually have heavy armor like that. Don't try and queue as a tank, have cloth armor with a sword and shield. You're gonna get crushed, and then you have to leave, and then it just ruins the whole group. So at high level, if you are going to do the harder dungeons, harder content, there is a play style you're gonna have to follow. Otherwise, if you're soloing, you can play any way you want to. PvP, you can play any way you want to, because ultimately you're the one who's gonna suck. You're the one who's gonna die. But there are strong builds in PvP. Proc sets are pretty OP right now. I think they've always been strong for like the last few years. So proc sets are like Celine's helmet, which procs like a bear. All the poison proc slowed right now is one of the most strongest proc sets, and it just does oblivion damage over time. So PvP proc sets are powerful. PvE, you want sustain. You're gonna need to be able to sustain that damage, otherwise you're gonna be like this archer. And yeah, he can put out some solid damage, but when it comes down to it, if I was doing PvE, I wouldn't be able to sustain my damage in a long fight, because my stamina would be gone. But this is my PvP archer, or one of my PvP archers. You guys should check out my other videos for my other PvP archers, or how I built this character. What else? So have fun. If you're going to grind to CP 160, then start thinking about a gear set, then go back and start doing all the storyline. Okay, if you're wanting to grind, again, you can check out one of my other videos, but I'll just tell you right now. Let's go to map. Again, joining that guild, those 5 guilds, is just going to help you, especially if you are trying to just grind and be that person who tries to skip content. Because now I can teleport by right-clicking any guild member, travel to player. I can go to any zone. I don't have to like go through the main storyline or run to all the zones. Just join a high-level guild, teleport to any zone I want to, and then now I can go do my grinding. So yeah, you just, even in your friends list, like, oh, my friend, travel to the player, and he's in Cyrodiil. I can't travel to him in Cyrodiil. Level 10, Cyrodiil, grinding spots. whole lot of grinding spots now. Everything scales to you in ESO now. It was like 2 years ago they put a change in where all zones will scale to you. Back in the day whenever I first started, there was key zones, so like the zones were broken down by levels 1 through 50, and then all the other factions were broken through your vet ranks. So like 1 through 3 was this area, and then so on. But now everything scales to you, so you can just have fun, do whatever you want, and you'll just eventually level up through everything. PvP, PvE, questing, exploring, farming, whatever. But one of the best areas for farming dolmens, and you'll see the horde, is Bankerai. Not Bankerai. Alakir Desert. Yeah, I'll spin it. So I'll show you Alakir Desert. Also, one of my other favorite farming spots is Old Orsinium. So you can go to Hrothgar. There's also dailies in Hrothgar for like 8 or 10 bosses or something like that, and you can knock out all the Hrothgar dailies. If there's a big group running, and those will give you a ton of experience too. So there'll be people shouting out in Hrothgar for people to join them. You can go to the area, and then whenever you join their group, you can see where they're all running to. They're all running to one location for like a quest giver, and the quest giver gives out 1 quest per person per day, but the quest is shareable. So essentially, if you have a huge group of people and each of you have the different like kill quests, you can then share that quest and kill like the 10 different bosses and complete all 10 quests in one day. And it gives you armor, gives you money. These dolmens are pretty solid experience. You see these groups running like crazy all day long, non-stop. You can shout out in Alakir Desert. Just type X, Y, or Z, and someone's going to invite you. Usually. People usually run like an auto invite kind of thing. You don't even have to do anything. I'm actually trying too hard. Not in a group though. You just need to tag it. As soon as you tag one mob, you get credit for a dolmen, and then gear drops from dolmens. And I told you right now, jewelry is selling like hotcakes. It's guaranteed to get 1 jewelry item per dolmen, and you can sell that, or you can use it depending on if you need it or not. So you see that big old chunk of experience, 7,000. That's unrested. If I had rested experience, it'd be way more. And then you just go to the dolmen, go to the next dolmen now, teleport up there. If you're in the group, you can teleport to the player to get the waypoint. Yep. So you can farm dolmens all day. Super boring. I love Hrothgar. See all these bosses here. These are all the bosses for the dailies. Ton of bosses. You can get the dailies. So this is the Hrothgar city. Dailies are like right outside of it. I think they're like right here in this building. Or right here. It's one of those. You'll see the group. I keep running back to it. The Hrothgar, I still love these dungeons. There may be better dungeons to farm. There's a whole lot of dungeons you can look up in someone else's tutorial maybe for dungeons to farm. If you're all about grinding for experience and you have the money, buy some experience potions from players for gold, or you can spend your own money on the experience scrolls. Or if you do get experience scrolls from some other way, then go to a dungeon, grind away, find a partner, like 1 partner, and that gives you like optimal clearing and optimal experience. I think you get like a buddy experience anytime you're grouping with somebody. Or you can go to Craglorn. There's a delve here that everybody just runs through. They pay people to run through it. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Dun dun. Skyreach. So it's... Is this it? There we go. Skyreach Catacombs. If everybody wants to go through Skyreach, it's like a big circle. You can just run a lot. When you exit, reset the dungeon, and then you go back in and do the big circle again. You're gonna need a high level to run you through it. The mobs hit pretty hard, and you're gonna keep dying. You're not gonna have the clear to be able to sustain it. So maybe if you have a high level friend, he can run you through it. Otherwise, you have to pay somebody probably. Maybe a guild member feeling nice and he wants to grind while he's leveling you. But CP 160, that's pretty much the max level of gear. Like I'm CP 822, but I'm wearing CP 160 gear because it doesn't get any higher than this. So as soon as you start hitting CP 160, you can start selling gear at your guild merchants. Because not a lot of people want to buy the low level gear. Almost everybody will buy just CP 160 because the game's been out for so long. Most people are max level and they want certain gear sets. You could find what's like a popular gear set. As soon as you're CP 160, like I used to farm Glenumbra. I think it was Glenumbra. It's one of those dark areas, not Glenumbra. It was I'll find it. Rivenspire. So I used to farm Rivenspire a lot for a certain set when it used to be very, very popular, and like the Destro staves were selling for like 160,000 gold per Destro staff. So, and then, but that set is not as popular anymore. So find out what's a very popular set, and then farm that. You can just run to all the different chests in the area, and when you open up a chest, if you download the add-on that I have in my other tutorial of how to make money, it'll tell you all the chest locations. So if you're in an area where it's like a certain item set that's dropping and people are buying it like crazy and they're spending a ton of money, your CP 160, you just run a loop to all these chests, look for all the items, and they have to have a decent trade on it. Download the add-on, or if you're in a guild, you can be annoying and just ask them what's the price check on it. And then it'll tell you using which is like a marketplace add-on, tells you how many has been sold in the last how many days and how much it was sold for. So when you're going through all the loot, it tells you exactly how much it is. You get skill points for everything in this game. So if you're working on a main, again, I would work on skill points. You don't need a ton unless you're doing crafting. Get skill points for sky shards, so I'd probably get the sky shard add-on. Tells you where all the sky shards in the area that you're in once you've looted them. The sky shard add-on's pretty solid. Then get points per leveling, get points for all the main storyline quests, almost all the main storyline quests. When you complete them, then you get a skill point for it. You get skill points for 50 levels of PvP. You get skill points for the group. Where are they at? I'll show you what it looks like. Do I have it unlocked in this zone? Maybe. Maybe. I probably don't have it in this zone. Why can't I see it? That's a dungeon. Oh yeah, you get a point for every dungeon too.
Sacrifice those servants.
Get a point for every dungeon.
Let's give you something.
I obviously haven't done it in a while. There we go. So you get a point for every single one of these you do too. So when you complete that, you get a skill point. When you complete every dungeon in the game, there's a quest in the dungeon, you get a skill point.
Is in place.
There's just tons of skill points, and there's a whole lot of ways you can get them. You don't need a ton of them, but if you're going for like, it's where you don't want to keep respecing, or you want to be able to max out all your trade skills. This character has a whole lot of trade skills. He needs a lot of skill points. But he saw, I mean, I have 75 skill points left over because I just respect, and I took out all my unneeded ones. But So I could just start speccing into all the other abilities if I wanted to, but I don't use them right now, so I'm not speccing to them. So skill points are important. As soon as you start, you get to that first town. So I'm Aldmeri Dominion. I would go to Ardon. Ardon. Dang it. Click on it. Alright. So Mage Guild, Fighters Guild, Undaunted is in the inn. Those three, Undaunted, Mage Guild, Fighters Guild, grab all three of those as soon as you get to Ardon. They start building abilities. So if you start collecting all the books or start doing the Mage Guild quest, let's find it. I think I did most of the stuff on this character. So Mage Guild, you get all these cool abilities through the Mage Guild only. Fighters Guild, you get all these cool abilities. Everybody uses Dawnbreaker in PvP. These are really solid as an archer. Fighters Guild, you level that up just by killing undead and Daedra. So as you're doing all the dolmens, as you're doing dungeons, you're leveling up Fighters Guild. If you wait till like the end of the game to grab that, or if you wait till like level 100 to grab that, you're already gonna be way behind. You could have been leveling that up just by doing that and more stuff. All the Mage Guild stuff you pass up, all the books. I mean, if you don't grab that skill line, you're just hurting yourself. Undaunted, again, all the synergy abilities, and this right here, these passives are what people want it for mainly. Passives are amazing. Just having that passive increases my stamina, health, and magicka for nothing. Just having it on. And then this again, 2%, just because I have medium armor on. If I have all three, I have 6%. And then there's the other ones. You can grab those if you want to, but you're gonna have to have the DLC content. Again, you definitely want that. That is very good if you're stamina and you're doing dungeons, or if you're just killing stuff in the world. Caltrops does a ton of damage as a PvP ability and a PvE ability. Dun, dun, dun. What I did as I was leveling up, so you're not going to be able to kill a lot of things with your non-kill bar. So I'm a big bow person. I use my bow to pretty much kill everything. How do I level up my off bar? Because at a certain level you're going to be able to get weapon swap. So what I did, this probably would work for you. I have all my abilities that I don't really use very often. And if you just want to swap them out, after you level them all the way up, you just swap everything out on your off bar that you probably don't use very often unless you're doing a dungeon or PvP. Swap everything out on that bar. Like, oh, this is low level. I'm going to put this in this bar. And then as you're questing, just use this as your kill bar. As soon as you're about to turn on the quest, swap to your off bar, turn on the quest. Now all the quest experience counts towards that weapon. All the abilities on that bar. So if you wanted to level something up, you don't use it very often, always have it on your off bar and then turn on the quest. And that's how I pretty much leveled up all my abilities that I rarely used. Just doing quest, having it on my off bar, swap it, turn in. That's pretty much it for right now. If you guys have any questions, I probably missed a whole lot of more helpful information, but if you have any questions, please ask if you like it. Like the video if it helped you out. Subscribe. There's a lot of PvP videos I've posted and a lot of specs I've posted, and they're not all meta. I don't know anybody else who actually even uses my builds, except for the sloads, of course. People use sloads like crazy right now. But, yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it helped you out. Later.